Intuition, the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. Intuitive art is the process of creating artwork in a similar way, without predetermined plans or concepts. It involves tapping into your inner creativity, your inner emotions, and your instincts to guide your artistic process. You're going to rely on spontaneity, exploration, and personal expression, and allow that subconscious mind to influence the outcome. This basically prioritizes the act of creation over the final result, which encourages freedom and experimentation and really helps to create a connection with your intuition and your inner self. And so today I want to talk a little bit about intuitive art or intuitive painting. This is something that I didn't really realize there was a name for, but that I've really been doing and tapping into, and kind of in the process of researching for this video, I found out that there is a name for it. It's intuitive artwork, and it is basically just painting purely from intuition. So in order to better understand my process and the process of intuitive art, like I said, I did a little bit of research, and one thing that really stood out to me was the importance of creating a comfortable workspace, which is something that I have been doing without even really realizing it. I've been really trying to set up a place that's clean or cozy or comfortable, have like some incense burning, I have a candle burning, I'll be playing music that I really like. A lot of times I create like a nice lighting environment, whether it's bright and sunny or dark and moody. And I allow that environment to affect the artwork and affect the creative process, because it creates a really conducive environment for this like intuitive painting. So there's loads of different ways that you can essentially set the mood for your painting, whether it is like candles, incense, aromatherapy, the music, the lights, all of that good stuff. But just take that into consideration. Like when you're setting up for this intuitive painting process, make sure that you have a comfortable and safe environment for you to express your feelings, and also make sure that you have all of your materials that you need like right by you. You don't want to have to get up in the middle of the process to go searching for materials. You want to kind of have everything that you can grab and just go. So have a variety of different materials with you. Don't be afraid to experiment with materials. So grab a couple different things. Grab some like pencils and paintbrushes and paints and markers and, different types of things to make textures like sponges and paper towels and things like that. Just experiment with whatever tools feel right for you. That's one of the most important things, is to kind of experiment and find what tools feel right for you and your process and the way to express your subconscious mind. Like there are certain tools that for me, I found I really love. Like I really enjoy using a fan brush. I really enjoy using sponges. I really enjoy using my fingers because I feel really, really deeply connected to the physical process of creating the artwork when I'm using my fingers. So use the tools that feel right for you. So intuition has always had like a big role in artistic expression, right? Like it's always been something that you pull your artistic inspiration from, whether it's like your ideas or your concepts, your techniques. A lot of that is coming from your intuition, but intuitive painting is really about just listening to your intuition. So when you're going to start your intuitive painting, get like your, everything all set up, and then take a moment to like center yourself. I usually take a moment, I just kind of like relax my shoulders, I relax my jaw, I kind of take like a nice deep breath, kind of like a kind of situation. And I just kind of tell myself like, hey, you got this, you know how to paint, you can do this, don't think about it too much, just start painting. And usually like it's good to like embrace this like openness. So embrace your canvas with a sense of curiosity, a sense of openness. But the blank canvas can definitely be really intimidating. So for me, I really like to start with like a wash of color, and then I'll kind of start with this monochromatic color, add in some textures, add in some little like splatters and things like that. And then I start adding in more colors and more shapes and building on top of that, because by working from like a large to small kind of concept, it gives me the freedom to not get lost in the little details. So really try to be open with your canvas and with your paper, what you're working with. Approach it with curiosity and release like expectations or preconceived notions about what the painting should look like. Like at this point, you don't know what your painting is going to look like. You might know some of your colors, but like you shouldn't, don't have any preconceived notions. Let the paint tell you where it's going. And this doesn't have to be like an abstract painting. You can do this with a realistic painting as well. You just kind of need to go into it with the same mindset. It's all about your mindset. So release those expectations and embrace this freedom to explore and experiment without any judgments. And then you need to like tune into that intuition, like pay attention to your thoughts and your emotions and your sensations and what feels good, like when you're painting, like what is feeling good to you, what is feeling right. And it's not so much about like what necessarily looks good, but it's more about what feels good. Like when I was working on this, there was this like heart shape that I was like, wait, that looks like a plant leaf. And I just started going with it. And at first it didn't look good, but I kept working with it and working with it. And by the end of the painting, I was like really happy. And I just started pulling inspiration from this shape that I made. So you want to trust your instincts to guide you when you're like choosing those colors, choosing the shapes, making those brush strokes, and really try to loosen up, like work from the top of your shoulder, work from, keep your arm really, really loose. Don't be really tight and like detailed, at least at the beginning. As you like tune into your painting and like your intuition and you really have this sense of where you're going and what your intuition is guiding you, obviously you can get more involved in those details and things like that, but don't overanalyze or overthink it, especially at the beginning. So keep your marks at the beginning really spontaneous and organic. Really respond to like the moment. Don't plan ahead. And just like I said, build on each mark, layer the colors and the textures intuitively. And don't worry about making mistakes because you can always cover them up, but there are opportunities for like exploration and growth. So don't stress about any mistakes that you make. Just keep working on it. Experiment with different techniques, like try splattering and dripping and different types of brushstrokes, different types of ways to apply paint. You can do different blending techniques, like try things that you maybe wouldn't normally try in a painting that you're planning out and that you're really putting a lot of energy and time into. And also like do allow yourself to play with artistic elements, like the contrast of colors and rhythm in your painting. Keep an eye on your composition, but let the painting evolve naturally, Try different things that you don't normally do if that's what your painting wants to do. Hopefully that makes sense. And as you continue to work, you want to kind of like pay attention to these like shifts in your energy and mood as you paint, because these are going to guide your artistic choices and your direction. Like I was working on this and this orange, like at first I put it down and I was like, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then I was like, nope, it's not right. Like it looks good, but it's not there yet. And then I put this blue down and I realized, oh my gosh, that was it. Like, because it allows this orange to like peek through, but it gives this like almost water or sky vibe. And if I hadn't listened to that like internal shift in my energy of like, this is something here is missing, try something new, try something bold, try something different, I wouldn't have gotten to that point. So like follow your impulses, see where they lead you, and remember your intuition knows best. Like this whole process is about trusting your intuition. So like listen to that little gut feeling, listen to your impulses. If you have a little voice inside you that's like, throw blue paint on it, throw blue paint on it, like listen to that voice inside you. This process is all about not turning off that little voice inside you. It's about giving it all of the attention in the world. So draw, if you're stuck on what to do, try drawing from like personal experiences, emotions, nature. Nature is always like my favorite one to draw from because nature is always inspiring. It's always there. And it's a very freeing thing to draw because nature is so flexible and organic that like everything feels kind of like you can make a lot of mistakes and it's okay. And speaking of mistakes, like embrace imperfections. Like this is an imperfect, spontaneous process. Please don't judge or critique your work as you go. Just keep working on it. Just keep playing with it. Just keep adding to it. Like there are going to be times that you don't like your piece, and there's going to be moments where you finish your piece and you don't like your piece, but that's okay. Like this is not about perfection or conforming to like external standards. It is not about the end result. It is about the personal journey that you go through while you work on this. And also like that personal exploration in your art, because you may hate the piece that you make, and that's okay, but there might be one thing in that piece that you would have never tried before that you actually love. And even if you hate the entire piece, but you love that one little part, you can take that with you because you found something, you learned something. And it's really about tapping into that subconscious kind of area of your brain and allowing that to take control of the painting. So as you're working on your painting, take breaks, step back, reflect on it, see what's resonating with you and what feels unresolved. A lot of times people ask me, like, how do I know when a painting is finished? And it really is just down to that, is taking steps back from the painting, looking at the painting and thinking, are there any areas that feel unresolved? Are there any areas that feel unfinished? Are there any areas that feel overworked or like they need to be taken away from or that draw too much attention to themselves? Are there areas that don't have enough attention? It's just kind of thinking about things critically and just taking the time to just step back, see where your painting is going and reflect on the process too. Like, what emotions are guiding you? What is this painting starting to make you feel? What is it starting to kind of like bring up within you? And, once you're kind of like have gone through this process a few times, worked on your layers, follow that same process to know when to decide the painting is finished. Trust your intuition to recognize when you've fully expressed yourself and conveyed your inner vision. So, take a moment to appreciate what you did. Like, you did this whole painting, you followed this intuitive painting process, and, you made something that is really a reflection of your subconscious, and it's hopefully different and unique from something that you've made before. So use these reflections to kind of like deepen yourself as an artist and to inform your future explorations, both in your regular painting, intuitive painting, and in other things. And I really hope that this, inspires you to embrace your creativity and your intuition. This was an intuitive painting that I did in the morning, just like hanging out on my kitchen table. So yeah, I really, really hope that you enjoyed it, that you enjoyed what I made, and that this was helpful for you. And leave your experiences with intuitive painting in the comments. I would love to hear if it's something that you've tried, something that resonates with you, or something that you're excited to try. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, please subscribe. I am trying to hit 5,000 followers, so please subscribe. I would love it. And thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.